whistle! Arsenal, the champions! A momentous occasion this for Arsenal, coming here requiring a 2-goal lead and snatched it in the most dramatic fashion in the last minute of the game.
I still think that has been the best individual game, the most successful individual game, because there's so much at stake. And to go up and take on Liverpool at Anfield, when they were the team, you know, of the previous 2 decades, to go up there and actually having to beat them 2-0, you know, I think that's probably the most important game in Arsenal's history.
To go to Anfield and beat them, and by 2 clear goals, which we had to, you know, it was amazing.
I think there's 2 games that stand in my memory with my career at Arsenal. One, the highlight, without question, was the Anfield game. You know, it was typical Roy the Rovers stuff.
It looked as if Arsenal had blown it. As the 1988-89 season entered its final weeks, George Graham's side were in the box seat as they chased their first title for 18 years. But 1 point from their final 2 Highbury games handed the initiative to Liverpool, and as they headed to Anfield for the final game of the season on Friday, May the 26th, nothing less than a 2-goal win would be enough for the Gunners. Few outside Highbury expected Arsenal to prevail, and one newspaper headline summed up the feeling across England. "You haven't got a prayer, Arsenal," it screamed. And no wonder. Liverpool had been the dominant force of the 80s and were eyeing up another double. The outlook seemed bleak for Arsenal, but one man in particular believed they could overcome the odds and take the title back to London.
George Graham always felt, and I didn't think it was kidology, he always felt the team on the night we got it right, we would do it. I, for one reason, thought we'd win. I couldn't see us winning by 2 clear goals.
You know, we went up there in the morning of the match. A lot of people were quite surprised. They thought, you know, it was such an important game, we should go maybe a day or 2 days before. But I always believe if you get into a hostile environment, you know, you don't go up there early, and you know all the ingredients that knock your confidence, knock the team's confidence. I didn't want to get into Liverpool because Liverpool are great, full of great characters. You know, the people up there, and you go in an hotel and everybody says, "What are you doing up here? You know, you've got no chance. You've got to beat us 2-0. What have you come up here for?" So I realised then, to get in a hostile environment, you just take the players up there. Don't run into too many people, Liverpool people, you know, trying to knock your confidence. So we went up there, had lunch, the players went off to bed, got them up again, and then we had a good team meeting. And I just told the players that because everybody thought we had to win 2-0, it would be, you know, out the traps very, very quickly at Liverpool. And I just told the players that as far as I was concerned, half time, if it was 0-0, I'd be quite happy. You know, then the second half we can have a go. And then if we get a goal, then it makes Liverpool nervous. We get the second goal, then Liverpool have got to come to us, and then I thought we'd score a third goal. In fact, I actually thought we'd win 3-0.
Well, Bold is up there again. It's Merson on the far side that they're aiming for, but it was Bold's header here for Rocastle, tangling with Whelan. Michael Thomas getting to the byline. This could be danger for Liverpool here. And it's flicked just wide. The header by Bold eluded Grobbelaar. And Arsenal within a whisker of getting the goal they so desperately wanted early in this game.
As Graham had predicted, the teams went in at half-time with the deadlock unbroken. Then, 7 minutes after the restart, Alan Smith's header left the title race in the balance.
Into Byrne and Richardson behind it. Adams has made a darting little run in there. And Smith! And Arsenal have scored. The Liverpool players are surrounding the referee, asking him to speak to a linesman.
And then we got the goal, and naturally Liverpool complained about it, saying Alan Smith didn't get a touch, but of course he did.
That's my most often asked question by fans. Did you touch that header at Anfield 89? And I did touch it. I can say that without question. It was actually a very firm touch, but it didn't kind of deviate the angle of the ball. It just helped it on its way. So I did, and I mean, there was a bit of controversy about whether it should have been a free kick to start off with, and then was I offside? Did I touch it? You know, there was all that furor after with the boys crowding round. But it was one of, I mean, we work so often on those kind of set pieces, and me, Tony, and Baldy, maybe somebody else involved as well, and we're all spinning, and somebody's dashing to the near post, and they didn't come off that often, to be fair, for the amount of hours we spent on the training ground. But that one did, you know, one of the most important games ever. So that was great, and I just found the far corner with it, and then the tension afterwards with the players, the Liverpool lads surrounding the ref and the linesman. So great when it was given. My most important goal for Arsenal.
On to Alan Smith. Abbott's there with him. Merson. Richardson. A chance here. Thomas! And Grobbelaar was able to grab it.
And then Mickey had a great opportunity before he scored to get the second goal. And when he missed it, I thought, oh, you know, that's it. Great effort. Just fallen at the final hurdle. But then the goal came.
Arsenal come streaming forward now, and surely what will be their last attack. A good ball by Dixon, finding Smith. For Thomas, charging through the midfield. Thomas, it's up for grabs now. Thomas, right at the end. An unbelievable climax to the league season.
John Lukic threw it out to Lee, and Lee's helped it up to me, and my touch was good. I've spun first time and just helped it towards Mickey, who's bombing on, and into his path, and he obviously got that little bit of luck and went through. So I was just running, I don't know, 10-15 yards behind Mickey, so I had the perfect view of the Liverpool lads converging on him, so just shouting for him to shoot. And Mickey has always took his time, he did with everything, and eventually decided to flick a boot at it.
And that was it. I was just shell-shocked, you know. Instead of jumping up and down and all that, I just couldn't believe he'd won it. And, you know, although I looked very calm, believe me, I just couldn't believe the result.
Graham and his players had beaten the odds to win Arsenal their first title since the double year of 1971. And for one man, it was the end of a very long wait.
It was my dream. You know, I love the club, still do, and I always wanted to win the league with them.
That was a night never to be repeated, I think. One of those where everyone sat down afterwards and said, well, it's never going to get any better than that. You're never going to have a more dramatic moment than that. And, you know, I think the boys that went on to play under us, and some fantastic times, the double and whatever, but for a single match, you know, for drama, it was unbeatable.
And the ending was amazing in injury time. And to come back on the coach and to come back to North London and pulling at Southgate, and the amount of people there, and we got off the coach, it was fantastic. It was my dream. You know, I love the club, still do, and I always wanted to win the league with them, and I'd achieved it, and that was fantastic.
That game, that was the beginning of Arsenal, you know, being at the top again. I think Liverpool, who were, as I said, for 2 decades were winning everything, domestic and in Europe. I mean, they were the team, you know, without question, to topple. And to beat them in their own at Anfield 2-0. Yeah, I still think it's the best result Arsenal have ever had.